Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Lesser Told Stories of Scottish Black History. I'm Cameron George, National Ambassador for Ardbeg, and as the grandson of a Tuskegee Airman, today's episode brings me a lot of joy. Today's episode is all about Eugene Bullard, the first African-American fighter pilot. Let's take off. Although Eugene Jacques Bullard was born in Columbus, Georgia, he's actually a descendant of slaves brought from Martinique during the Haitian Slave Revolution. Eugene's mother passed when he was 5, and his father, being a French speaker himself, always spoke very highly of France, instilling Eugene with the belief that it was the country of true equality and opportunity for all. Throughout his younger years in the States, Bullard was constantly subjected to racially based brutality, the final straw being an attempted lynching of Eugene's father. So while working at the docks in Norfolk, Virginia, as barely yet a teen, Bullard would stow away on a German cargo ship bound for Aberdeen, in, you guessed it, Scotland. The captain of the Martyr Russ would threaten to throw Eugene overboard when he found him, at the last second changing his mind and allowing Eugene to work for his passage. Although he would only spend one day in the bustling port town of Aberdeen, he did spend over 5 months integrating himself into Glasgow's bustling, youthful nightclub and underground gambling scene, developing a business sense that would help him in his latter club-owning years. Although during his time in Scotland, Bullard did find himself described in offensive terms, he did not encounter the same hatred and vitriol that was racially based as he did in the United States. In fact, Eugene is quoted as saying that the biggest problem was that the language the natives spoke was something sort of like English. Finally leaving Scotland, Eugene would travel to Liverpool, again working the docks, and this time finding his fighting spirit while training as a boxer before moving to France. Bullard went on to fight on the front lines for the French Foreign Legion at some of its bloodiest battles of World War I. He was wounded at the Battle of Verdun and unfit for redeployment to the front lines. In 1917, he would pass evaluation and was permitted to join the French Flyers, getting his first confirmed kill as an airman. Later that year, Eugene was invited to transfer to the American Air Force with the promise of being promoted. And after passing his physical, when many of the other American pilots departed to fight with fellow Americans, Bullard's application was ignored for the rest of the war. After the war, Eugene would stay in Paris, taking ownership of a nightclub, getting married, and having 3 kids. He would again volunteer for the French resistance during World War II and was badly wounded before being decommissioned with medals and honors. Although Eugene Bullard would die in 1961, perhaps through disinterest or uncaring, the US failed to honor Bullard until 33 years after his death, when the US Air Force would finally commission him as a lieutenant. Eugene Bullard, we salute you for chasing your dreams of equity, equality, and opportunity. And thank you for keeping your head in the clouds as the highest flying member of our study of Scotland's lesser told Black history. Salute and Sláinte mhath.